Wine's becoming more and more popular today, but let's be honest.
Wine can be intimidating.
And expensive.
But it doesn't have to be.
We're four wine enthusiasts that have found that great wine can be found at your local grocery store for $12 or less.
Each week, we taste a bottle and let you know our thoughts.
I'm Tabby.
I'm Andrew.
I'm Mary.
And I'm Dez, and we are your Cheap Wine Club.
Hey guys, it's Cheap Wine Club. I'm Tabby.
I'm Andrew.
And I'm Dez. Welcome back to the Wine Club, where there are no membership fees and you can listen to whatever music you want to listen to. So, welcome back, guys. I'm kind of excited. Remember, we always have to have these label out.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Like that, just like that. I'm kind of excited because it's been like a month since we recorded last. So,
That's crazy.
I'm glad to be back together with you guys. Are you ready for your weekly trivia?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So,
Give it to me.
by law, by U.S. law, the word reserve may be placed on which U.S.-made wines. So, like, what sort of requirements need to be met in the United States for a wine to be called a reserve compared to an actual
I
wine?
literally had no idea that was a law.
Me either.
So,
So then
I'm
what's
not going to know the answer. Oh, wait, there's no multiple choice?
Do you want a multiple choice?
Are
Can you
there?
repeat the question?
Yes. By law, the word reserve may only be placed on which U.S.-made wines. The multiple choice are A, rare vintages available only to select clients. B, wines aged at least 10 years before being released to the market. Or C, any wine at all.
Oh, gosh.
What?
It seems like A is true. Like, that's what I see happen, but I can't imagine that's actually a law in the U.S. In
So
France,
law?
I'd say yes.
In the U.S.
In the United States, yes.
I'm going to go with C.
Any wine at all? That's yours?
I'm going to say so.
Yes, me too. Because our winery releases before 10 years.
And we get plenty of reserves.
Yes.
Yeah. That's the correct answer.
Is
Yeah.
it?
It's any wine. So in the United
That's a trick
States,
question.
yeah. So currently in the U.S., the term reserve has no legal significance. Some producers use this reserve designation to denote their high-quality wines, but they're free to market their other possibly lower-quality wine as reserve as well.
Yeah.
And I am pretty certain that there are wines that just like to put the word reserve on the bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To charge more.
Right.
Right.
So
That's special.
I do know for a fact that one of the wineries that we're both members of Cathedral Ridge, that the way that they do reserves is they all get together and they taste them and they're like, that one's really good.
That's the best.
Reserve. And that's really it. Like, that's the way that they decide their reserves.
I wonder if in Europe, if it's different. Like the, what is it, Chianti Reserva or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Europe is more
Strict.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In general.
Pretentious is also maybe
Yeah,
the
I
word
think
to
that's a
use
good
for
word,
the
too.
Europeans. But yeah, I would agree. I think because, Champagne has to be from the Champagne region of France. In Europe, we're not here. We can call anything
Right.
Champagne here. And in Mexico, tequila has to be made in the tequila region of Mexico. Otherwise, it's a mezcal.
Yeah.
And
I don't
so-
think they're what's the word you used?
pretentious.
Pretentious. I think we just don't know how to appreciate
Tradition.
and quality.
Just like those good Jews.
They also
Fiddler
make
on the
wine.
Roof.
Yes, I know.
Okay,
The
I was
song.
like, that wasn't just a straight up racist thing. That was a reference to a thing. Okay, just to be clear. Okay, well today we're going to be tasting Dark Horse's Pinot Noir. So this is a 2016 California Pinot Noir, and Dark Horse is a label that you can find at a lot of grocery stores. So while we're tasting this, we're going to be asking each other or answering this question with one another today. That is, what was your very first job, and how did you do in it? So your very first real job ever. I don't want to hear about mowing your neighbor's lawn or
Right.
something like that. Like, I want to hear, like, your first real job. What did you do?
What if you were employed by your family? Does that count?
Yeah, you got a real paycheck.
Right.
Did you get, like,
If I had like a
and
W-2
everything?
Yeah.
and all that.
What did you do? Yeah, go ahead. Let's hear about
Okay.
it.
Well, my very first job then was working as a janitor. I think they called me a sanitary specialist or something. But at night at my dad's vet hospital. But it was good. I mean, I enjoyed it for the most part because I liked staying up late and then having to do like the whole caffeinate yourself. And that's actually how I got into coffee. So
How old were you at this time?
I had just got my driver's license, so 16.
16.
It was kind of sketchy because we lived really far away from the hospital, so we had to drive 45 minutes home in the morning after being
An
up all night.
hour from
Yeah, an hour. You're right. After being up and going to school the day before, so that was. There were some times that were.
This is something that wives do, and I don't know why. I think it's just built into all wives, where if it's the most trivial, useless, that makes no difference at all.
15
if it
minutes
was 45
more.
minutes or an hour. That has no impact on the story.
That's 15 minutes
My
more.
wife does that to me all the
asleep.
time. Just little things like, yeah, so, last Tuesday, it was last Thursday. Does that matter? Why is that important? Last Frump's Day.
So no, listen.
It
Okay,
doesn't matter.
my first day. This was pretty bad. I stayed up all night, and then I didn't want to go to bed
You
because
ate the
I
cat.
wanted to spend my whole Saturday awake. No, that's gross.
Is it?
Yes, it is. That can be a separate question. Okay, so I stayed up all day Saturday, and then I fell asleep, I don't know, sometime in the afternoon, and then I slept through my very second shift. That was pretty embarrassing.
Man.
And I called my dad because, he was the owner of the
Right.
hospital, and he was really not helpful. He was like...
Was he mad?
He wasn't really mad, but he treated me like I was an employee, which is good.
Right.
I mean, he was like, well, you have to call your supervisor and tell them and apologize and, see if they'll let you come back and all that kind of stuff. So...
Good.
Yeah,
Of course
it
they
was
will.
interesting.
Their boss is your dad.
I know, but I didn't know that at the time as a
But that's
16-year-old.
good that your dad made you do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, your guys' jobs.
I worked, I had a lot of random jobs that I did for my dad throughout the years, but mostly my first real job was at a place called Samurai Sam's. It was a fast food teriyaki type place. So we have Joy Teriyaki here. You guys maybe even have Samurai Sam's close to where you're at, but this one was just across the street from my house, so I walked to work every day. But what I remember the most about this is there was a rule about the chicken that we couldn't keep it refrigerated for more than 48 hours. We put it in the fridge, and we can bring it out the next day, but then at the end of that day, legally, you can't serve chicken anymore. A lot of times, I would get to take home entire trays of
Holy
just
cow.
chicken breast, just straight up, or steak or whatever.
Wow.
And so I literally be a bowl this big, that deep, and I'd be teriyaki sauce, fork, and I just get to take that home. It was awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it.
I also was a cleaner
Take that.
at my grandparents' business.
Okay, I'm going to stop you right there because here's one thing that I have found out more and more these days.
You need
is
more and more wine to taste.
Yes, I have to. Again, this is not your wine club that you have to go and they give you an ounce and a half. This is cheap wine club.
Yeah.
And you get to pour whatever you want to pour. Cheers.
Cheers.
The whole idea of calling people sanitation engineers or, cleaning specialists. I was a game advisor when I worked at GameStop. And this, look, man,
Right.
you don't have to call, it's okay if you're a janitor.
Right.
I get that we have, a mental mindset of what a janitor is,
Yeah.
but come on.
There's nothing wrong with a janitor.
Yeah.
I was a janitor.
There
we
you
go.
You're a janitor. See, it's fine.
We'll stand firm together.
My grandparents had a business. And I cleaned. I don't know. There's nothing to say about it.
Okay, there's got to be
That was
something
exciting.
interesting. Did anything happen when you cleaned?
I got a permanent injury from cleaning.
Permanent injury.
Sophomore year, I started
What did
working.
you do?
Okay, I will tell you, I have a little bit of
Hold
resentment.
on, I love that Andrew just went all the way around his glass to put the bottle down instead of just doing that.
You wanted the
You
label
went
forward.
You could have just put the
Set it
label
down
forward
and
that way.
turn.
Yeah, you
I'm
went, you went
left-handed.
all the way
I am
around.
left-handed, and I knock over enough glasses to know that
So
is
this
a poor...
was safer?
Okay, listen. If you're left-handed, you know the hook is always safe. You know that. You wouldn't get it because you're right-hand dominant rulers of the world people. But the rest of us, we know the
You
hook is
people?
the way to go. Us people. Us
Okay,
people.
left-handed people watching this,
Me
I
and the
want to know,
presidents, you know.
if you have any idea what he's talking about.
They know. I guarantee you they know exactly what I'm talking about.
The hook?
The hook.
All right.
I keep looking for that. Somebody has to legitimize this for me. It's true.
All right, you got a broom injury. What happened?
No, it wasn't a broom injury. I'm a good cleaner, okay? And I get in the showers to clean. In my body, my whole body is in the shower. Scrubbing the wall.
Okay, let's be clear. You're not cleaning your body in the
My
shower.
whole self is in the shower.
You are in the
My
shower.
body,
cleaning
mind,
the
and
shower.
soul are in the shower.
I am all about this shower right now.
Anyway, I'm in there scrubbing the walls, and I slipped back and fell on my hands, you know.
And that explains
No.
Oh, no. Hands.
And I injured my wrist, and then ever since then, I get very painful flare-ups.
Yeah.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Man.
All from my sophomore year, which I have a little bit of
Chronic pain
resentment
syndrome.
about. Just a little. I wanted to play softball, but I was told that I wasn't allowed to because I had to work.
Cleaning. It's
Oh,
kinda
so
like
it didn't have anything to do with
Cinderella.
your wrist. You have a job, so you couldn't play softball.
Right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Or go to the ball.
Which, you know, as an adult now, I'm thinking back, like, okay, it didn't kill me.
Right.
But at the time,
It'd have been nice.
Yeah.
For me, though, when I worked at that place, what I liked most about it was there were a lot of kids my age, like teenagers my age, that worked there as well. And it's one thing, like, this is part of the reason why I really support school uniforms, is because I met these people at the store, and we hung out, and we talked, and we became friends. And then one day I just saw one of them at my school, and I'm like, oh, wait, you go to my school? And this is a person like me. I was like, I wear all black and black sunglasses, and, you know, I listened to ICP at the time. This was before I was a Christian.
definitely better to wear black sunglasses than purple ones.
That's
Just
true.
saying. But
And then she was like total prep girl, blonde hair, whatever else. But then we like ran into each other's school, like, hey! And all of a sudden, like, I introduced and met somebody who was super cool, Maria's her name, and became a good friend of mine all throughout high school that I never ever would have thought to talk to
Because
if I
of the way
was
you
just
dressed.
going to judge her by the
Yeah.
way that she looked, or she would have done the same way the other way around.
That's so true.
And so
Wow.
I'm huge on school uniforms.
Yeah.
I think they're, in fact, I'm a youth pastor, so I've met a lot of teenagers. And
Oh,
there
wait.
was,
Hold it,
here it goes. There it is.
I don't know why I'm doing
okay, keep talking.
I don't know why you're doing it left-handed either. So we had a student from New Zealand come one time who was staying with one of the students that were in my youth group. And then another time there was a student from Portugal that came and stayed. And both had school uniforms where they're from. New Zealand, it was exclusive to school uniforms. Like the entire country, I guess, is all
Whoa.
school uniforms. And they came here and were going to high school and they didn't have to wear school uniforms. And I'm like, how do you guys feel about that? Like, now you get to not have to wear uniforms. And both of them were like, I don't like it.
Really?
Yeah, I'd really prefer to wear a uniform every day.
Did they say why?
Yeah, they said for number one, for what I was talking about, that like we judge people, like we look at somebody and I find myself judging them before I even talk to them, and I don't like that, you know. Like, and then another reason was like, right now I have my school shirts and school bottoms, and every morning I wake up and I go,
And that's
Right.
what I
one
wear.
of these,
Yeah.
one of these, done.
Yeah.
And now I wake up in
would
the
like
morning
that.
and I'm like, oh, what do I? Oh, there's so many choices. What do I want
Right.
to wear? You know, and you're so concerned about your self-image and whatnot, but when you
Right.
have it taken away from you, so I think that
I like it.
yeah, I am pro school uniforms. Take that.
I like your reasoning.
Okay,
So,
Dark
wine.
Horse, Pinot Noir. What do you guys think?
Okay.
I'll start. Sure. So typically I'm not a fan of Pinot Noirs, but I do like this one. It's traditional in a lot of the Pinot Noir ways. It's got a bright, the nose is a little bit acidic. You know, Pinot Noir always dances that line between reds and whites where there's some acids and some tannins in there. But the nose is a little acidic to me, but it's a little bit floral as well. But it's actually a smooth, like bright fruit, maybe like a cranberry or even like an underripe strawberry on the mouth to me. And it's really pleasant, especially it's a hot day today outside and it's really bright and sunny. And this is a bright red wine to have on a bright sunny day. So
Yep.
I like it, actually. It's good.
I do too. I agree with all of what you said. The only thing that I would say is that the finish is not quite as smooth as I would like it. It's a little bit
I agree.
sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
The tartness from the underripeness or the cranberryness, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's true. I actually like it. I tend to
Yeah.
kind of, sort of like Pinots, though, but I think it's pretty good. I agree. Some of the higher end Pinots would be a little more smooth on the end, but I think I get a little bit more maybe cherry flavor, but not like a really overly ripe cherry. I don't know.
Whatever it is, it's definitely underripe. There's a tartness there to it, you know.
But it's actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
I like it.
It's, you know, a lot of times if you go to wineries where the pourers don't really know what they're doing, they'll say the word delightful a lot. Like, it's just a really delightful flavor. And I'm like, stop it. You've said it 83 times. But I would, like, if I were to assign an abstract term to this, I would say this is delightful. Like, it's a really bright, you know, nice flavor to it. So,
I see the label here. It says it's bold. I would not go that far.
Absolutely
to say
not.
it's bold.
Yeah, that does not match.
In fact, Pinot Noirs in general, bold is
Bold.
not going to be a phrase that you're going to want to use with
No.
Pinot Noir.
Probably
so-
a bad sign.
Pinot Noirs are light body reds.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do have to say this: living in Oregon, I feel like we have to confess a sin that the first Pinot we drank on this show is from California. We repent of that.
Look, we got to get wine.
The next Pinot will be from Oregon.
We
Deal.
can do that. But the thing is that we can get an Oregon Pinot, but when we do that, it's probably going to be from an Oregon winery that's only sold in Oregon.
No.
Do you think we can find some good Oregon Pinots just in the grocery store?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm looking
Yeah.
in my head here.
I know that there are. The one with the dog.
The one with the dog. That narrows it down.
I know.
We'll get it.
All right. So let's go janitors out of 10. How many janitors out of 10 would you give this?
Remember, I'm the generous one. I would give it a 6. I really would. I would drink this wine without a problem.
That's-
I'd buy it again.
That's less generous than I would be. This was, by the way, this was an $8 wine. So, yeah,
Wow.
I would give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah.
7 janitors out of 10.
$8. I would definitely buy it.
Yeah, absolutely.
For sure.
To me, this is one that you don't have to pair with anything. It's real good to drink all by itself.
Yes.
And
Easy
it's
drinking.
Yeah, easy drinking. I call it a lunch wine. Or, lunch where it's not going to go really well with your big, meaty dinners, but with like a sandwich, dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I drink this
Yeah,
one for sure.
totally.
I give it a 7 out of 10.
Yep.
I'm going to agree with Des here and go with 7 janitors.
Yeah. So,
7.
7. This can we not measure and give numbers at the same time?
Pretty.
So, Dark Horse's Pinot Noir. If you like bright wines, if you like easy drinking wines, I would say this is a very accessible wine, one that a lot of people can like without having to be wine aficionados of any way, shape, or form. So, go pick it up. Again, that was $8. I got it at Winco, but you can get it at most grocery stores anywhere. So thanks again, guys. We appreciate you being here. And remember, guys, save time for a glass.
Cheers.